Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bikinis After Babies. I'm super excited for today's episode. We have a returning guest with us today, Julie DeLuca. Thank you so much for coming back on to chat with me today and share a little bit of updates. I also thought it would be great to have you on because we have some new news in the world of bikini, and that is the points system that they have reintroduced for the 2026 Olympia. So, welcome back. Thank you for joining us today. How have you been?
Thank you. Back by popular demand. No,
Yes,
but I know
absolutely.
everybody loved our episode
Yeah, it
and
was fun.
it was really fun. I've listened to it and a lot of people reached out, which I thought was it felt so good to be able to like
Yeah,
help other women and know that there's other women around our age, that have children or are just starting to compete our age, children or not, and just had so many questions and I felt like I was able to help some people, which is always
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
It is so great, like,
So
having just been at Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh where North Americans was, and my last show was, like, so many women that had listened to the podcast, your episode, other episodes, and some of them kind of, like, circling back around and sharing that they had won their pro card and, just it's cool just the friendships that you make, and people just really connect with one another through this sport, which I love so much.
love it so much. Yeah, so
Yeah.
things have been good. I didn't really answer your question.
Yeah, that's
I think I
okay.
am now what 6 weeks post
Okay.
all my last
Over the hump?
competition.
I was like
Yeah,
6
so
weeks is
over
like
the
yeah.
yeah, I finally feel like okay, I've got really like the reverse underway. I mean, pretty much I'm at like the calories. So
Yeah.
I'm feeling really good. Started to like incorporate some other training that I wasn't able to do when I was, really intense. So that's been fun, experimenting with um, different things, different
Yeah.
foods, all the stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so it's been longer than that since you got your pro card because you did your pro debut. After we
Yeah,
recorded you
4th of July, yeah, was the pro card.
yeah, and then was it August 2nd was Tampa? You did the Tampa Pro?
Well, we went on, yeah, the 31st of July. So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, so how was that? How was your first pro show experience?
um, I think it was like, it wasn't as like amazing as I thought it was gonna be. It really
Yeah.
felt like another show. They had so many people, and I think I was expecting a little more, like, for the registration, like, we'd be sitting down, they would announce us, because I know some shows they do that, like, give your number, doing her pro debut, but it was like, stood in a long line, went in, got my number, saw everybody, the girls in the open and the masters girls, and took your picture, and that was it. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And then, we went on Masters was at night, so I checked in the morning and was going on that night, so it felt kind of rushed,
Yeah.
and I think if I was to choose, like, a pro debut and do it all over again, I think I would do one where it wasn't a separate day or at night. It would be more part of, like, the whole production,
Yeah.
the whole we even had different judges, which is fine, all the judges are great, but I was expecting to get in front of Tyler and, Steve was what I was
Yeah.
told. So, it was just like and they were really rushed us onto stage, I don't know. It wasn't what I expected, but of course it was great. It wasn't what I was hoping
Yeah.
it would be. Yeah.
It is, like, quite a bit like an amateur show, and I think I was surprised by that too, like, I have 5 shows this summer, so I've got a lot of different experiences,
Yeah, I'm
and I
sure.
think yeah, so, like, my first one was, kind of like that too, I was just like, "Here we go," like,
Yeah.
pro
You're
debut.
thinking like something like crazy is gonna happen.
Yeah,
I
and it
don't
just,
know.
like, wasn't and then, like, we were at that particular show, like, we were, like, right after the NPC competition,
Okay.
but we had a time that we were going on, and that was, that was great, but then, of course, that was the one what I didn't get my stage photos. So, like, there's been, like and I think that now that I've done so many different ones, like, I have sort of had a bunch of different experiences where I think, like, some of them you definitely do get treated really nicely and you have, like, your nice little area and whatnot. I
Yeah.
will say, and I'm jumping ahead here, but if I could make a recommendation to a Masters pro, choose a Masters only pro show for, like, your first one, because then you're not, like,
Not
stuffed
like
in the
think you're
lineup.
the outcast, but I kind of felt like
Yeah,
we weren't treated as special. And if anyone knows, like as masters, if we're competing just in the masters, like we're paying to be there.
yeah,
Um, and I don't know, but I will say like the Tampa Pro itself, like I love Tim Gardner. I love his
yeah, his shows
production.
are great, mhm.
It was gorgeous, and run very well. I just felt like we were a little like rushed at night.
'Cause that was
Um,
Thursday, right? Like, that Tampa show, like
right.
and then the
Yeah, and then
open
I
was
stayed I
Saturday.
stayed it was Saturday,
Mhm.
so I stayed, though, all weekend, which I really loved that I did because I wasn't in prep after. I was able to really enjoy the weekend, explore Tampa. It felt like I was, like, out of jail. It was so weird, like, the next morning, I woke up and I was like,
Oh my god.
"Ooh, I
I've
can
been
go to
saying
a
that.
coffee shop and I can,
Yeah,
like
I'm free.
I can get." I was calling my friends, I'm like, "It's so funny." I feel like a whole new world opened up, you know?
Yeah,
I can just
mhm.
walk into this grocery store, I can buy different things. I mean, of course, I went slowly, like, things that fit in, and it had some wonderful meals out, which was there's a whole reel of me on my page trying all, like, the foods. It was really fun, and then being at the Tampa Pro and then
Mhm,
people recognizing me as a pro, congratulating me. I know a lot of people that saw me at Universe,
mhm.
and then people that had seen me on stage at the Masters, so that was kind of really interesting and, um I felt that part felt really
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's just I would say, like, there was some guys from my gym that, like, older, like, men who've gotten pro cards and done one pro show and, like, never compete again, and they're like, "It's not all that exciting, like, don't get your hopes up," and I'm like, "Geez, like, that's negative."
Hey, thanks, yeah.
Like, I think the people really make it, like, the women that I've met this season specifically, like, have just made it so awesome, like, we're all competing against each other, and it's like, you're in this big room and all these girls and everybody's, competing and it's like, "Hey girl, how you doing? Like, let's take a picture." Like, and this is your competition, but it's just so different at the
It's
pro
so
level.
different.
Yeah, it's not like as intense and you would think it would be because certainly
It
like
was so relaxed, like,
yeah, yeah, way more
my
relaxed than
friends could be like,
nationals.
"What are you doing backstage?" I'm like, "Just chilling, just sitting here." I will say, like, the tanning ma everything was just it was very calm,
Yeah,
yeah, it was, I don't know how to describe it, but not that many women spoke to me or I was up there with, like, the wellness girls, so that part I was a little discouraged until it's, like, finals, then, like, I think I was the first one to talk. I was just, like, introduced myself to someone,
yeah,
and then everyone started talking, and then we started exchanging, like, Instagram, and,
mhm,
so I think my next experience will be a lot better. I think it was a lot, like, coming off of trying to like, so long to get your pro card and
mhm.
being in prep from, like, January all the way to July, having that moment, and then going right into the pro show, I mean, I'm glad I did it, but sometimes I wish maybe I had waited.
Yeah, 'cause I feel like you only had, like, 3 weeks to really prepare for your pro show. And so you're looking at it like, okay, it's right there, which is very different than
Yeah.
having like a year to mentally prepare for that. And
Mhm.
you do feel so new. Like even when I did my pro debut, I was just like, hi, like I'm the new guy, right?
Hi, yeah.
But, like, I think I had still had, like, over a year to, like, kind of prepare for, like, that experience, and I know sometimes it's better just to rip off the Band-Aid and go for it, like, now your pro
Right.
debut is done, right? But I think, like, the friendships and stuff just, like, take time, like, you just, like, see a familiar face that you saw, 2 or 3 weeks prior, and then maybe you kinda, like,
Mhm.
are following each other and you just ask questions about what you see on their social media, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know, "One of my close friends." Like, you just that's kinda how it, like I feel like it happens, but yeah, I
Mhm.
think it's very interesting, like, to hear other people talk about their experience because I think people might write in a post, like, just the highlights, and we're gonna shut it down and go in off season, but, like, they don't talk about, like, all the details of, like, how they felt and like, their expectations were too, because I think
Yeah, yeah, I'm
it
glad I didn't have, like, many expectations going in,
Yeah,
um, but I was expecting a different judging panel who had just seen me, and urged me to go do my pro debut.
yeah.
So, do you want me to go into the actual show? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
the sta
absolutely.
okay.
Yeah, let's go there.
Um, I entered the 45 category, and I think there was only 6 women in it.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I thought, and so did my coach, I mean, I looked phenomenal, and I was like, "I think I could win this," like, that day, and I don't usually have confidence like that, but
yeah.
I felt really good. And when I went up there, I was looking the head judge right in the eye, and he immediately pushed me out. I was like, "Oh," and that's just not something that I have been used to,
Yeah,
so it was a little, and I'm just like, "Okay, there's something that he's not liking, in my physique."
yeah,
So it was harder to feel, and I was like, "Okay, just keep doing your thing." My routine went great. I messed up a little on, like, I tried to do, like, the hair flip, which I wouldn't suggest for people if you're not, like,
no,
if you're
don't do it.
just learning it, because it was, like, really hot, and I got on the stage and my feet were sliding, and I couldn't get, like, the footing, and I was like, "Ah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
fall." So I just sort of, like, turned my head. It was funny. If my friends watching knew, they were like, "Oh, you didn't do it." But then so right after, which I do love, when you get off the pro stage, the head judge was right there.
yeah.
So he was like, put his hand out and shook my hand. It was Bill, and he's like, I've never seen you before." So he's never judged me. Because, yeah, I'm new, and, he said James had already, like, asked him, like, "What didn't you like about her?" I thought she looked amazing. Of course. I was like, "Oh, I didn't know." So he was like, "It's your polish, your presentation, he's like, "Your, physique, everything is great." He's like, "It's just a balance thing." He's like, "So being really tall," he said that my glutes were overpowering and sort of, like, throwing
Were
I
you
know,
like, "What?"
I was like, "Really?" I was so
Thanks.
excited about that.
I
"Thank
know.
you, I've worked hard on those." He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
He's like, "I don't think
too much.
he's like, "You can, and then, another judge was like, "Yeah, I think you can either take those down a little." I said, "Should I bring my shoulders up then?" And they were like, "No, just work on the balance." It can be like, and James saw it can be like a posing thing too. So I think,
Uh,
like, I was so, like, glutes, glutes, glutes for so long in my head, and, like, you really push them out in your front pose and really, accentuate them in your back pose. Like, I can see in pictures where when I'm leaning forward, it sort of threw off
yeah,
distorted my look a little bit. So, and especially now that I'm not next to women that are my height. So in my
yes.
lineup, I mean,
Mhm.
I was the tallest by, like, so many inches. Like, it's almost funny. I'm like, most were like 5'3", and I'm 5'10" and a half. So I probably looked really big. Like, I don't know. So, like, when I look at the pictures of myself alone, but when I look next to the other women, maybe it just wasn't a good lineup. So I'm trying not to take the placing, like, to heart. but it also gave me something to look at and work on, like stage awareness,
Yeah.
how I'm
Mhm.
positioning myself on the stage. And maybe I come in a little smaller. I don't know.
Or just the balance thing is, like, I think not really something that I cared to pay any attention to as an amateur, and now it's all I think about.
Right.
And I think it was just, like, everything just needed to grow when I was trying to turn pro. It was like, glutes need to be bigger, shoulders need to be bigger, like,
Just be bigger, just be bigger,
yeah.
just be bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I think, with the way we train, like, spending so much time focusing on glutes, I neglected my quads and my hamstrings too much, and then, like, the last couple of shows, I was hearing, like, "Your legs are undersized compared to your glutes," which, like, I was like, "Well, go me, like, we grew some glutes."
Yes.
But, that balance is so important, and you know what else is
Mhm.
interesting too? I'm kinda jumping a little bit here, but, like, the lineup that I was just in Pittsburgh, um, Crystal, who won, she's coming on the podcast in a couple weeks, she's amazing. So individually, like, someone was like, "Oh my gosh, like, she has wellness legs," and Amy gets that all the time, Amy Delgado, people always
Mhm.
say she has wellness legs, but if you look at that lineup of the top 6, we all look very similar. So I think
Very similar. Like
yeah, and I don't think
the
my
girl
legs are as
that
big as
like
hers, but
yeah, and the girl that got like 6th in that lineup, she's kind of a newer pro. She was a little
yeah,
taller. And
yeah,
she just didn't it didn't like the rest of you looked the same.
yeah, and we
Even
all
though
have
she had
very
just as
different
good of a
physiques.
everyone
Yeah,
had amazing physiques, but, it's
yeah,
really it's kind of like what they say, it can be your day, cannot be your day, it could be the right judges, not the right judges. So I think it's just a matter of, like, continuing, doing a lot of shows, like, I think it's so great how you did so many shows 'cause, it was so hard for me to stop competing this year.
I know.
So
It's
next
hard
year,
for
I know
me.
I'm gonna, like, plan it out, and so I just wanna get, like, a lot of different experiences and lineups and
I think
judges
so.
and
I think until you, like, know really, what stage look is the best for you, because I do think it's like a clean slate, like, starting over as a pro. And then,
Yes. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
really it took me every show to get my stage presentation down. Like, I finally nailed it at show number 5. I mean, I don't know why it took so many shows, I've competed for, like, 20 years, but it just took time to, like, really feel super comfortable up there and just to find the right, posing that, showcased my physique because 'cause I've changed my
Mhm.
routine, like, every show I did something different. Um, so, yeah, I think the experience is if you can do it, like, sure, it was a big investment of time and money, but I'm so glad that I did. Um,
Yeah.
and
But I
I
feel
think
like now, like, this year, I can spread out, like, look at my finances, and when you're going to the national shows, it's so much money with, like,
yeah,
the
that's true.
flights and the entering the classes and, even, like, the really long prep, like, I don't, I'm not a person that I don't keep a coach in the off season, which is gonna be probably alarming to some people, but I say, like, off season, like, this later part of the year, only because, I really don't feel like I need the accountability with the diet. I stay really tight. I stay, like, really within striking distance, and also, like, I need the break. Like, I don't want to mentally have to check in every week.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it feels like I'm constantly in prep. I
yeah,
did that for 2 years, and I just felt like, "You know what? I'm gonna take a break from,
yeah,
like, a coach and from I don't know, and see if I can hold myself accountable." It might not be a good idea, but the fact that I don't have to put on too much size either,
mhm, yeah,
uh, so that's kind of where I am now in terms
yeah.
of get through, like, the holidays. The kids, are all, like, really busy in sports now. So, having to lean into all of that and, yeah.
I think that's, like, a very, like, honest thing to share, though, because I think that some people are like, "Well, no, you have to do things this way." Like, I feel like there's a lot of, like, absolutes in our sport when really there
Mm,
shouldn't be because 'cause we're all so different.
right.
Because I'm like you, like, I can treat myself like an athlete all year round. I think it was easier to do that once I turned pro, though, I will tell you. I think once I became a pro,
Yes.
I think I haven't stopped looking at myself as an athlete. I don't know why I needed that pro card to do that, but it was like I still had structure, but I definitely now, like, I feel like every day
Well,
I'm
yeah, when
treating
you like
myself like
go
an athlete.
yeah, you walk whenever I walk into the gym, I know everyone there knows I'm an IFBB pro.
Yeah.
Even at my kids' school, like a lot of the coaches know, my kids see me as that now. And so
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm demonstrating that, daily.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are just important for me, like, for health and, for I don't plan on stopping competing, but, like, I think I need a break from I don't think it's check-ins. I don't know what it is. I feel like when they're checking in all the time and you're, like, waiting to hear from your coach and, you feel like if you miss a workout or, like, then you just kind of feel like you never really have a mental break from
Hmm.
the heart because I feel like it is all prep, and maybe that's why some people need a coach because maybe they don't like, they go to the gym 3 times a week if they don't have somebody keeping an eye on them, like, I don't stop. I just keep
I
going,
don't
right?
stop. Yeah. And even the
Yeah.
food, like
Yeah. Eat
I'm
all the
eating the
food.
same foods. I'm experimenting a little, like, cause,
Mhm.
closer to the end, like I try to keep everything just so plain and simple and the same. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, okay, if I want to have this meat instead of this meat, or if I want to add in all these veggies in my omelet in the morning, I can.
Yeah.
Little
Condiments and,
things,
like, dairy, like
condiments,
yeah,
yeah, like yogurt. I got back on like a yogurt bowl at night.
yeah,
I like experimented with like making different protein treats. So if there's something I want, he wants me taking a free meal a week,
yeah,
a big one. So I do that, but I also feel like when I do that, I don't feel good.
yeah,
So I try to be pretty selective.
yeah. I know, I think we still are, like, we're still concerned about, like, how we feel and digestion and all of that is
Mhm.
important regardless of where I'm at in my, like, competing journey, but, yeah,
Yeah.
I stay pretty structured, like, all year round, but I just need to like, I even, like, left just 1 suit out for, like, a few more check-ins, and then I'm gonna be, like, on my own for a little while, and I'm kinda
I
just looking forward
know.
to it, like, just having a bit of, like, a break from because it was a long time, like, we started working together again in December, so we had some time together to, like, build a little bit before we went into, like, the prep, right? And
Mhm.
it's so funny because I said when I got my program, like, "Oh, I finally don't have to stick to this timeline again of, like, June, July, August shows," and what did I do? I set up a pro season all through the summer, so, like, next year, I don't wanna do it that way, I wanna do but the main reason why I did that this year is because I was like, "Well, there's still a shot for me to qualify for Tokyo," and then I
Yeah.
realized that wasn't gonna happen, but I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna keep my same, schedule," but I mean, I almost didn't do Pittsburgh. I don't know if I shared that. I think me and Mandy did a recap episode after Florida, but I didn't get first call out, in the 40, and I'm on the side of the stage, and I'm just like, "Maybe I'm done here. Like, maybe this is it. Maybe show number 4 is, like, the end," right? Like, I was
Yeah.
I felt pretty good this morning, and I guess maybe I'm starting to peter out, like, maybe it's just time for me to hang it up. And then, I
It's like the worst standing on the sideline. Like
yeah.
I had never experienced a second call out. So it's like,
Really?
no. So I was like, "Oh, in the 40s."
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
standing there and I was like, "Oh, I don't even know how to, like, stand." Like, where do
Yeah.
I mean, I did, but it was just like, "Okay." Yeah, and, like, all these thoughts start
Oh,
going through
yeah,
your
you can't
head.
help it.
I'm
Like
like, "Maybe it's because 'cause I'm 45, like, I shouldn't be." Actually, I'm 46. "Should just be in the 45s." And I'm like, "No, you have to win a 40 show. You need to be competitive in the 40s." And,
yeah.
like, all these thoughts were going
You do, you have a whole conversation in your head.
whole conversation.
Yeah, and you totally just look like you're just, like, staring off into space, but, like, you're,
Mhm.
like, literally planning out your whole life while you're standing over there, so,
Yeah.
like, that had happened, and, I was just like, "Man," like, I looked at my pictures and I was like, like, I just think it was tough. It was a tougher show than I thought. I had picked that
Mhm.
show thinking like, "Oh, well, everyone's gonna be in Tokyo." It was, like, literally the day before the Masters Olympia, so I'm like, "Oh,
Mhm.
all of the girls that are already qualified are in Tokyo. So I'm going to try to qualify for 2027 while they're all gone. And it ended up that everybody had that same idea that was there. And I had just like really
Yeah.
tough competition. And it's sometimes it's your day and sometimes it's not. Like that's what's hard though, because, and I think that's maybe why people are more relaxed because they realize that like you can be first and the next week you could be 10th and then the next week you're second. Like it's all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, look at these big pros. It's crazy.
I know. Oh, and even like it was heartbreaking to see so many people that were in the Olympia, like the Open Bikini Olympia last year that did 5, 6, 7, 8 shows this summer trying to qualify and just didn't make it. Like I think that
I
there's one
know.
more show to come, but at this point, like some of these girls I've been following have done 9 shows, like, and they're getting first call outs, like, top 6, top 8, but like, it's just not everybody can win. I think that would be hard to have gone to the Olympia and then to not be able to
I,
qualify again, but it's just sometimes
I
it's your day,
know.
sometimes it's not, like, and you look at these bodies and you're just like, "God, like, amazing, like, how did you not?" But everybody looks good, so
Yeah, I would say like after Tampa, I had a lot of that, like, the post-show blues. You probably haven't gotten yours yet. I'll give you a couple more
a little
weeks.
bit.
But, and I've been talking to some amateurs that just did, I have a lot of friends that been doing nationals, even in fit model and in bikini, and it's hard once it's over and like we have to wait till next year. Then you start questioning like, is the dream that I'm going for, is it attainable? Like, and you just have to kind of reset,
Yeah,
just reset your thought process because like you said, it can be last year North Americans. Every girl that I beat this year at Universe beat me at North Americans last year. Every
yeah,
single girl. So it just you can't go on one show.
no,
And
you
I'm
can't.
trying to like have pep talks with all my friends and then you feel down and I'm like, no, this is when you need to get excited. Like here's what I'm gonna work on. Here's what I'm gonna improve. Um and then like little things you and I talked before this, like every month having something kind of to look forward to.
Yeah,
Like a photo
yeah,
shoot or something. I always love fitness challenges or anything that you
yeah,
could do with friends.
I think so. I think it's hard to, like, stop doing something that you love so much because like, I love
So hard.
training, and I always say, like, "Oh, show day is, like, so much," but, like, there's nothing better than that feeling of coming off stage and being like, "I did it." It feels amazing, like,
Yeah, it's that thing.
it's
It's like
so
all you've
exciting.
worked up. It's like a wedding. Like you've been
Yeah,
working so hard, and here
yeah,
it is, and then it's gone. And people don't understand um how it feels when the aftermath.
yeah. Yeah, I think, like, if I hadn't done Pittsburgh, I think it would have been emotionally hard because I didn't really wanna end like that, like, I mean, I placed in the 45, but I did not I was, like, one of my worst placings in 40. Well, not that I've had very many, that was only my 4th pro show, and I got in 10th, but I had gotten 6 in, Indy, and then I was 8th in Chicago, but, I mean, it was huge as well. So I was kinda bummed, but then Pittsburgh went so well, and it
So
just
I was like freaking out, screaming for you.
I was
And they
freaking out
had
for
you like
myself.
in the middle. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. And then he moves you. I was like, darn him. No, no, put her back, put her back. I was like, so they moved you guys a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and they were not smiling. So I was like, "Do they hate me?" Like, that's kinda how it like, when I went and did my routine, they were very serious. And then, you know, they smiling more then, but then when we were in the calls, it was very intense. And we
It's
were
a
the
big, I mean, they're picking who's gonna go to the Olympia.
I
I
know.
mean, imagine.
And I wonder if it makes it harder that he had seen so many of us before because it was Bill and like he had seen me in Indy and then there was a few other girls that had been in front of him at Indy too because he said to someone who was in the lineup in front of me like I've seen you before, you were a little bit off today. And I'm like, would he know if I was off or not? Like, but he did say he
Yeah.
noticed that I had improved every show I had done, so that was
Oh,
nice
I
to
think
hear.
you did. I think you
But
did. And I think that's one of the things that they see. But then I think they
Yeah.
also don't like to see if, like, you just keep coming back, keep coming back. Um, yeah, and that's why sometimes I'm like, "Oh, I wanna get back on stage this year," because I've kind of already been fixing, like, the way I'm standing, and I can see and
Yeah.
been drilling. I mean, oh my gosh, I'm always like a student, but yeah, just watching shows and learning how to position myself, and, you're like, "I wanna redo."
Isn't that so important though? I don't think people
Yeah.
understand the importance of, like, watching tape. Like, I study this sport
Oh
so
my
much. Like, my
gosh.
whole Instagram is, like, posing routines. Like and I'm just picking up little pieces from everyone's sort of, like, where they put their foot, how they turn their head, like, everything, because I just think it's so much that goes into it and those details, but the other thing, though, I think that can be a problem is if you try to change too much, because it is
Too much, yeah.
exciting to come in and be like, "I'm excited to show the judges my physique, what I've changed, what I've done," but, like, these are, like they gotta be the smallest little things because otherwise it could go completely, like, in the other
Complete
direction.
other way, yeah.
Because I was nervous about my suit because I got that beautiful
Oh
pink
my gosh, I
suit.
loved it. I didn't guess that color either when you said
Nobody
what did
did.
I
Like,
say? I thought red,
you thought
but you
red.
can do
And
red.
I was originally going to get a red suit. Um, I have a red one from, like, a few years ago, but it just, like, doesn't fit as well. And I had switched, like, coaches from then to now, and, like, James has, like, a specific way he likes the suit made. And to be fair, it does fit me much better. It looks great,
Yes. Yeah, I was
whatever.
gonna wear my blue one from the year before, and he was like, "It just the cup I don't mind it, but I would prefer it bigger on the top." And I was like, "Oh my god, he's so right." When I
I
looked at the
know.
picture, it is too small.
He catches
Yeah,
everything, girl, because
everything.
my purple suit, I started the season with the 2 suits, I had teal and purple, and my purple one looked really strange in the photos, and he's like, what's going on with your suit?" Like, he had me resend photos, and "I can't figure out where like, maybe it's not high enough in the front, like, where they glued it, I don't really know." I get it home, and I put it next to my teal suit, and it had, like, extra fabric. Like, it's
Oh
like
my
they had,
god.
like, not taken it in as much as the teal one. So I re-sewed it, and now it fits exactly the way that it should, and then when my pink one came, it was the same. I think it's because it was probably, like, last year's measurements, and I was a little
Mhm.
just different this year, but I was gonna wear red to Pittsburgh, and, I just reached out to Toxic and I was like, "Oh, I know I've already had, like, my 2 suits this year because 'cause I'm sponsored by them." I'm like, "Could you make me some new bottoms? Like, how much would it cost? Like, do we have enough time?" And they're like, "We'll just make you a whole new suit. Like, you can have a 3rd suit." I'm like, "I can?" So then I
Wow.
didn't, like, wanna get red because I, like, technically, like, already have this other red one, and I've been
Yeah, you already
thinking about
had it.
pink so much, and so I just asked him, I was like, "I think I'm gonna do the pink suit that Ariana Brothers wore to Arnold," and he's like, "Do it." And then I, like, had
Yes.
gotten my hair done and, took, like, a little posing video, and then I sent it over with my next check, and he's like, you look so pretty today." I was like, "Are you okay?
Yeah, is everything okay? Did you just give me a compliment?
Yeah, are you
Yeah.
unwell?" 'Cause, I mean, he does give compliments, but not, like
Yeah.
he's usually not, like he'll usually say things like flawless or, like, perfection, but never like, "Oh, wow, like, you look so beautiful." It was just the cutest thing. So I was
I
like, "Okay."
remember one time he said it was like a morning and I was outside and he's like, "You're actually like naturally really pretty, aren't you?" Like a question mark. And I was like, I guess, like meaning like no makeup in the morning, you know?
Oh my gosh, he's so funny. He really
I
is just the
guess
things
I
he comes out
am.
with. Thanks? It's a question mark.
Thanks.
I know he actually when I sent over my Gilco video to him in Victoria, he was like he didn't have anything to say. I actually took a screenshot of it. He's like, "You
Oh,
nailed it,
you sent me
absolutely."
that.
Yeah, I did. And I was like, "Are you hello?" Like,
Sure.
because usually, like, even if you win,
Pick
like,
me
after
apart. Pick me
yeah,
apart.
but
Yeah.
I respond really well to that, so, like, even after I got my pro card, he was like,
I want to
fix this."
know.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I know even Miss Olympia gets feedback, right? Like, that she has to
Mhm.
change stuff, but,
That's
you know
why, like, I thought my feedback was I'm a little still, like we went back and forth, and finally, even when I was like, "This is my last check-in, I'm gonna take a little time, this and that, what should I do in off season?" He's like, "Keep doing what you've been doing," gave me the increase in the food, and I said, "Well, what about my feedback?" And he's like, I think your balance is great, Julie. He's like, I think you just need to work on the stage awareness, how you're posing, which can fix the balance. And he's
Yeah.
like, and just keep getting up there in front of him. And Bill, I think Bill did say, like, she's going to be really good.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it was like, I'm new.
Yeah. And just, like,
Yeah.
taking the time between now and your next show, like, to build density because I think if they don't say, like, "Okay, you need to bring up X, Y, and Z,"
Mhm.
then density will always benefit you because it
Right.
allows you to, like, move on stage, things stay where they need to stay. You have that, like, 3D glute
Yeah.
projection. You have that nice pop to your shoulders. All of those things I think are, you know I mean, it's impossible to, like, just stay the same, and I don't really think that's what they
Right.
want either, you
No,
know?
I mean, of course, you're always striving to get better. And I know that the more density and the more muscle, you don't have to like diet as hard and get so
Yeah.
lean. Like this year I kept thinking, oh, we're gonna get lean or we're gonna pull food down, but I didn't I had so much muscle mass. So
Yeah.
um yeah, that's what I tell girls, like just build, build, build. And
Yeah.
then you don't have to get like that super drawn down, like skinny, skinny look to show
Because
the muscle.
you don't wanna also have loose skin, like, that's the other thing too, like, you can look actually bigger by getting smaller and tighter, but then you run the risk of having loose skin if you don't
Mhm.
have the muscle density, and that's just a typical thing in the masters. I mean, there's definitely outliers. There's women in our masters categories that just are, like, don't age, right? But regardless of if you've ever been overweight or if you've had children or not, like it's just a fact of aging, right? Like we don't have as much, elasticity in our skin. So the more
Right.
muscle, like that's my whole objective for next year is like, I want to be able to have the glute fullness so that, my glutes, I don't have that
Yeah, and
loose.
the more consistent we keep like tighter, the
Yeah.
skin stays tighter.
Yeah. I
Um,
can't do the big, huge like builds where I put on 30 pounds anymore
yeah, I
because
was gonna ask you that if you
yeah, I'm no,
what
I
you do in like your off season in terms of like how much weight you gain, or do you
well,
watch it? Do you
it's been different.
care?
I mean, I do, but I also, like, I've always been that person that'll just do what's necessary, like, if it means, I'm gonna get uncomfy, but it will get me the end result, that's all I really care about.
Mhm.
So, when I first got with James, I think it was, like, the end of '23, and I had gone through, like, a health phase, like, I had nearly turned pro in '22, and then I didn't take a long enough break. I took that loss so hard, um I just was like, I couldn't chill out. Like, I should have taken a longer break, but I was like, I'm gonna do the Arnold Amateur because they have a Master's Pro card, and that would have been like March.
Really?
So
I
I
didn't know
like
that.
yeah, so, it was like 2, and I
Okay.
basically was out of prep for like 2 months, and then I went right back in it, prepping for the Arnold. And then I'm like, I don't know what my long game was with that, like, I guess I thought if I didn't get it, I would push till July. That's so far apart, that wasn't really smart. So that's what I did, and, then they canceled the Arnold Amateur for like 2 weeks, and they were gonna give us all a refund, and I was like, "Okay, well,
Mhm.
I'll just enjoy Thanksgiving and then start back up again." Well, then they got a new management team to put it on, and then it was back on, and
Okay.
I'm like, "Well, great, now I'm
You're like,
3 weeks
great.
behind and
I'm like, I
whatever."
had too many mashed
Yeah,
potatoes.
way too many mashed potatoes, it's and I was like, Shit." So then I just started up again and then pushed for the Clash, ended up with, like, gut issues and, like, it was my worst
Oh,
placing ever. I was last place in Masters, last place in Open. I just felt like a loser, and I'm like, I knew I wasn't done competing, but I'm like, "I gotta figure out a way to do this and, you know, get my health back on track." So then I
mhm.
took the most of that year off, and then I got with James, like, I think it was, like, September, October, and he's like, "You need glutes, like, real bad, and you need muscle everywhere." So we did, like, a pretty, like, substantial build, and I was, like, almost 27 pounds above my stage weight that I was, like, this
Wow.
season, and I was a tank because I am not tall, so, like, I
Yeah.
mean, 27 pounds on this little frame, like, I was like, I look like a little just, like,
You're like me, it
powerhouse.
wouldn't be it
I know.
would be uncomfortable, but
I was
I
whatever,
prefer
like
to be smaller than this. Like that's where I struggle. Like I don't know. Like, I sometimes miss being, like, that real thin, like, more fit model looking.
Yeah, I don't know,
Mhm.
I love my daughter's in cheer, so I just, like, love somebody who looks like they could just do, like, a tumbling pass, like, in the middle of the
Right.
grocery store, like, I've always, like, loved kinda looking really, like, athletic, you know? But, I mean, 27 pounds on me was I mean, I was thick, you know? But
Yeah.
my husband loved it. He's like, "I miss
I
that."
know, men are so funny, oh my gosh. I've only put, like, 3 pounds on, and, like, some guy came up to me at the gym, was like, "This looks really good," and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Well, you're just not as hard." He's like, "And you have those big glutes, and it just looks so good," and I was like,
"Just relax,
"Okay."
buddy, it's 3 pounds."
I was like, "It's 3 pounds." Like, he probably was just thinking, like, "Oh, she
Yeah.
doesn't think
I
she's
don't feel like
just
they can talk to
bigger."
us, like, I get it, we, like, put our bodies out there, I get it, and it's,
Just say
well,
you look great.
just I don't
Just leave it
want
at
to
that,
hear, like,
please.
your feet I'm pretty sure this person is not listening to this podcast, but if he does,
No.
is so he's a guy from my gym, nice man, but he doesn't realize there's just things you just don't say to women. Like, he one time asked me if I was bloated.
Mm.
When I was in my, like, bulky phase, and I was just like, "God, like, don't ask me that." Like, obviously, you're
Oh
telling
my
me I, like, have a
gosh.
chubby stomach or whatever, but he just they just feel like they could just because you put your body out there, like, then you want people's feedback, like, I don't actually need anyone to say anything, like and then going into, like, this season, he's like, you're gonna win." I'm like, "I'm probably not." Like, you don't
Yeah.
understand, and then I had gotten,
You should
you
have
know
been like, "Are you bloated?"
yeah, I know, right? Like, I would never say
I
that
don't
to
get
anybody.
it. Like, no one would
Um
say that to anybody that was actually, like, kind of overweight,
I
but, like, yeah, they
know.
feel like it's okay to, like,
Yeah.
say it to people that are I don't know, it's so
Or,
weird.
like, to
It's so
even just be like,
weird.
"I like this look." It's like, "Well, you what?" Like, I'm not doing any of this for you. Like,
Yeah. Oh
thank you
my
for your
gosh.
opinion I didn't ask for. It's just really
Yeah.
strange that people think that they can give an opinion well, I guess because we subject ourselves to judging, obviously, but it's not for, like, just anyone off the street to give me their opinion because they don't also know what the criteria is, obviously, but
Or
whatever.
do you have people that say, like, now I get a lot of, like, "Are you just do you just, like, stay like this all year?" And I was like what? Like, fit looking?" Like, "Yeah, I stay working out and eating healthy." They're like, "Oh." I'm like, because I think people are used to, like, the old school, like, you're supposed to get like, am I supposed to get really, like, fat and look, like, non-athletic? Because I never was that either.
Yeah.
And I know, like, people might be listening to this and be like, "Well, good for you that you can stay that way." And then but it is kind of a choice. So I choose not to go too high with my calories and way too off. Um,
Yeah, I think it's person to
it's
person for
just
sure, like but then I think also, and I've run into this certainly more like I don't think it's as much in the older like, as I've gotten older as a seasoned, like, masters competitor, but definitely when I was competing in the open in my, like, early 30s and 20s and stuff, you definitely had people that were like, "I can't diet one more day." Like, they were doing hours of cardio, they were starving themselves, and
yeah,
you
I've
know
seen
that
that with some of
that's,
my
like
friends. I'm like, and I bet that's like where the burnout comes,
yeah, and
and
then
then
there's
you're
the
just
flip
like,
side. Yeah, because you can't then you get the show's over, are you really supposed to do 3 hours of cardio a day? But also if you
yeah, to
don't
keep that look.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I think that's kind of where that, like, really comes from, but I just didn't wanna ever have to do that, so I just I wanna go out of a show, like, in a good spot, which I
Hmm.
am, and I think that's where the 5 shows, like, really benefited me because I think if I was dieting super hard all summer, tons of cardio, no food, I wouldn't have lasted 5 shows, there's no way, like,
No
my
way.
first 2 shows were rough, like, it was tough to get that conditioning, but once I had it,
Once
it
you
was like
got there, though, I felt like you kept
yeah.
getting better, and then
It
you
was
kept like
great because we
eating
were
more.
feeding into shows, like, I ate
Hmm.
so much going into this last show. I mean, you're still tired, but I wasn't like I could lift, I could and that's probably
Yeah.
why I kept such a full, like, physique because I was able to train really hard.
Hmm.
So that's just science and having a good coach and, like, being a student and being a good, like, athlete too, like, it wasn't
Hmm.
easy to do those 2 shows and, like, be starving, but then I was able to not do and again, I wouldn't have lasted all summer if that was the case, and I don't wanna do
Right.
it that way because I have such a busy life to try to and you can relate to this, like, can you imagine, like, taking care of your kids and running your business with like, I might have to go do in my second session of 90 minutes of cardio, like, and on no carbs. Like,
Even I know, and even like the when I was really pushing, when I started with James, like intense, like I was at the gym like an hour and a half, 2 hours because I
yeah,
always did my cardio after. I didn't have much
yeah,
cardio, but it's still like I always like to just do it in one like
me
clump.
too. Yeah,
Um, but that is one thing in off season that I like now is that like I don't feel like if I can't make it to the gym for some odd reason, it's not like, "Oh my gosh." It's
yeah,
not a big deal. Okay, so maybe tomorrow I have to like combine some exercises, stay a little longer, be like really intense. Then like I was doing 6 days, and I would freak out if I like couldn't fit it in, and I felt always kinda like stressed, and I
yeah,
think that's where I needed a little break, like, and it's just a little more relaxed about it. Like,
yeah,
maybe I don't
100%.
it's not like do or die.
And I'm
So I
sure,
think
like,
that's
it's still very structured, like, it's just way less
very
structured than the way it was in prep, and for some people, like, our off-season unstructured structure is, like,
I know,
their, like, best
still
routine, right?
structured.
But,
Yeah,
like, I know what you mean, like, in that the last, like, 2 months, it was 3 months of competing, but it was, like, the timing of everything was so crucial and vital, and, like, if I do this and this is gonna affect my sleep, and then I'm gonna train this
the
tomorrow, and, like,
sleep, yeah.
lo everything lining up to travel and peak
If
and
I don't get
everything,
the
like,
food in by this
yeah.
time and
So, like, that's where I'm kind of like, I need just, like, a break from that all that thinking and planning and
yeah,
structuring and everything, and just, like, I still follow structured training and still follow, like, my food and all of that, but, like, just not so much of, like, the pressure and, like, the just timeline and everything. So, yeah, I know I kinda, like, sort of answered your question, but no, now I don't have to once I did that big build in
mhm.
23, I didn't have to do that again. Like,
Yeah, same, I
we
did it one time, like, with
Mhm.
I think I was went up 17 pounds and
Oh,
put
yeah.
on the mass. Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not, like, a data person. I don't, like, have, like, spreadsheets and stuff. I wish I was,
No.
but I already feel like I
And you know what's
track
funny is,
enough
like,
stuff.
James doesn't I mean, I don't know if I should share that, but, like, he's not a big, like, spreadsheet person. My
No.
first coach was, but it's kinda cool because I do still have them where I can look back because that was, like, when I really built. Um, but yeah, and now that I'm learning so much about, like, I did get my training certificate, and now I'm going, like, deeper into it. It's really interesting learning the data, but some of it's, like, so much, like, all the science.
Yeah,
I'm like, "Oh my
it's
gosh,
a
it's so much
lot.
information."
I know,
Yeah,
I feel like it's important, but also, like, I have a whole, like, busy life. I can't be, like, having to get all this, like, data because I mean, I don't know what the net gain was of muscle, or
yeah.
whatever during that time. I mean, I'm sure I didn't gain 27 pounds of muscle. It doesn't look like it anyways. Um,
I know we should do, like, DEXA scans, or we should do a scan soon, like, and then when we go into it,
yeah,
and see
and
where
then
we're
see
at,
what
what
it's
we've gained.
yeah. Even like but
Mhm,
okay, here's my question, and this is actually probably if anyone's listening, a shame on me for being a trainer not knowing this answer, but maybe
yeah.
you know this because 'cause you're just fresh
Oh,
out of
no.
your training
Oh,
class.
no.
But, like, if you add density,
Right.
does it change your body fat percentage? I feel
Yes.
I feel like it does.
Well, no,
'Cause does
no.
it weigh more? I
Okay,
sound
so
really stupid right now. I can't even blame prep brain because 'cause I'm not in prep.
no, because it'll show on the thing, like, your weight's gonna go up, right?
Does it
But,
though?
like
Like, I if yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I guess
yeah,
okay,
so I
so
had the same body fat percentage on stage this year as I did last year, but I was
yeah.
6 pounds heavier.
Okay, so
So
that's
I
why
put
I'm
on the
asking.
muscle mass and the size, right?
Yeah.
But the leanness was like a recomp kind of, but my body fat percentage remained the exact same number.
Hmm, that's so interesting. But you
So
didn't
it's, like,
gain
based
body
on
fat, but your overall
I
mass was
gained
heavier.
muscle, but the overall mass was bigger.
Yeah,
So I don't know
because I
how
know for me,
it's
like, there was one year,
maybe we're totally wrong and someone listening is like,
I
"These
know,
2 are dumb blondes."
like, Brett Contreras is gonna chime in the comments.
But I'm serious, like, it was I had the same body, like, fat percentage,
Yeah,
at 150 pounds as I did at 144.
'Cause here's my thing, and people actually bring up our episode that we did together with
Oh, no.
your stage weight all the time
Okay.
because
Oh my god, no one can I know.
but I think that was really important for, well, someone that might be listening just turned pro that listened to that episode and made a huge
Mhm.
change and came in heavier to North Americans and turned pro. So, she's very appreciative of that information that we
Oh,
shared
that's
in that
good.
episode because it
That's
was
good.
helpful for her to see she doesn't need to keep coming in like skinny, skinny, and like and she came in fuller and one.
Told 2 girls at Universe, like, straight up, I was like, you're too lean." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, and then we would talk about how much we weighed, and I was like, "I weigh, like, 15 pounds more than you." Like, it's like, stop trying to shrink down.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it's interesting. So, I think, like, for me, though, I feel like I just weighed I feel like I just weighed the same. I don't know if I'm just moving muscle places, like, I moved muscle from my upper body down to my, like, lower body, and my weight is, like, always around the same regardless of
Yeah,
how
because your body looks totally different than
it's
when
totally
you
different, but, like, the weight
totally.
from year to year, I'm always about the same, and so, I am curious then in this, off season if I just bring everything because that was my feedback in Pittsburgh was just, bring up my density in my glutes, bring up my legs a little bit to match my glutes,
More
um
density in your glutes?
yeah, more glute density, not more size because my glutes are too
Okay.
big, which I was like, "I won, that's great, thank
Yeah.
you." That's
We talked about when I looked at my glutes, I mean, I can see that they're huge, but I felt like my legs were pretty built, but I notice now when I train, even when I'm doing things that are supposed to be like quad,
Mhm,
hamstring, I feel my glutes
same.
engaging.
Yep,
I'm like, I feel like I trained the muscles so much now that it's like the opposite for my one friend.
yep,
She's like, every time we did glutes, she's like, I don't feel it in my glutes. I said, where do you feel it? I feel it in my quads or I feel it in my hamstrings. I'm like, okay, you need to learn how to turn your glutes on. And it's
mhm,
hard. Like our bodies don't wanna do that. And
right,
I think
but
a lot is, like, learning to, like, open the hips up. See, and I'm not good at explaining this, but
it's like where you put
I
pressure
try
in
and,
your
like,
shoes
engage
and
them before I
yeah,
start training,
yeah,
like, and I turn my brain on, like, "We are working your glutes," you know? But I guess I now have to do that with
quads.
the quads.
I'm
Um,
struggling with that a little bit. I mean, it's only been a week since the show, but, like,
Mine are
I
kinda
went
sore today, and I was like, "Yeah, I did it."
yay. I did a
Yay.
full, like, quad workout and I felt everything in my glutes. I'm like,
Isn't
"Dang."
that weird?
I
I
know.
know.
I'll
So,
I'll figure it out eventually, but I'm just I think I just felt good this week, like, having strength, like, and not feeling like I was gonna pass out, like because, I mean, even though I was
yeah.
eating a lot, I was so lean and just I didn't there was, like, 3 weeks between Florida and Pittsburgh, and I was, like, not okay. Like, I was like, a place of, like, so much self-doubt, and I just kind of, like,
Oh,
shut the
yeah.
world out, and I was like, "Just okay, I'm just gonna focus on kids being back at school. I'm just gonna knock this out," I think everyone's given up on me, but I'm just gonna keep going, like, I just feel like I should do one more show, and so I didn't have a lot of, like, faith that the outcome was gonna be any better, and I was like, "I'm probably gonna get overlooked," like, whatever, and it ended up being, like, my best showing, my best placing ever, but it was tough,
It's
and
good to
so
hear though too that it was in front of kind of the same judges because that's what makes me nervous about in Florida, we have so many opportunities, like so many
yeah.
shows. But I'm like, what if it's the same judges? And then they're like, oh, there's that tall girl again, that needs to work on her balance.
Then I feel like I think if they give you feedback and you're able to apply it and be like, "Ta-da," then they appreciate that you worked on it, I think it still I think I've gotten to where it doesn't feel personal anymore, but the still my first 2 pro shows, like, the feedback, I was just like, "Oh god, like, I don't know if I belong here, like, I suck, like, they're gonna tell me, da,
Oh
da,
my
da," and
God.
so it was hard, but, like, I think once I started to get my stride, I was just like, "Hey, what do we gotta do next? Okay, cool, thank you." Took my notes and, like,
And
off I went.
when you do the shows, do you think you'll spread them out or like do them close together like that again
I think
or
that
closer?
2
Or-
to 3 weeks apart is real sweet for me. I think 2 is actually not quite enough because I do like to have, like, a little bit of a party after the show for a day or 2, and then, like, Monday kinda get right back into it, but I don't start, like, kind of, like, looking good at not that I look bad, but I feel like I look better towards the end of that week, and then I have another week before I go into peak week. So I like that
Okay.
but I don't think I'll do 5 again. Like, I think I'm gonna just choose maybe 3. But then that still feels like that's not enough. Like,
I know.
once you're in it and you're going, it's like you don't really wanna stop, and, it was like the end of the season for me, but for some girls, they were just getting the ball rolling.
I know that's what it felt like. I was done, then I'm like, "Oh my gosh, there's all these shows still
I
left."
know, there's so
And then I
many.
felt so sad, but I was like, "Julie, you
No.
have to give your body and mind a break." Got
Yeah.
my blood work. The first one came back a little I was like, "Ooh," and then I got it tested last week. I got it back and everything's perfect, like, every
That's
level. I was
awesome.
like, "Oh
That's
my
so
gosh." I
awesome.
was, like, sending them to everybody. I'm like, "Look how healthy I am." People were like, "Why are you"
I was excited when you sent it to me. I'm like,
I was
"Yay."
so excited. Sent it to
Well, yeah,
James
because I feel
too.
like we just, like we get this, like, message sent to us, like, from everything that we see, like,
It's
"Careful of
supposed
the
to be unhealthy or
detriment."
your body's gonna give out. I don't
Yeah, and then
know.
it's like you worry that, like, if you do see something off that, like, you're totally screwed, but,
Mhm.
we're very healthy, like, we really take good care of
Yeah,
ourselves, it's just it's an extreme sport, so, like, yeah, if I see anything, I'm like, "Ugh, let me just check it again in a month, I'm sure it'll be fine," and then it's usually totally
right.
and
Yeah.
it's a lot of it for me is just, like, exhaustion and stress and all so I'm not getting my blood work done until the end of this month, and then we'll just kinda
Yeah,
see
I wouldn't recommend doing what I did. I did it too soon, but I had, like, my normal physical, so
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
yeah.
good idea to wait. So yeah, I'm gonna take off a long time because Brady graduates high school next year. So
Oh,
I'm
wow.
gonna get him sort of like first one out of the nest, and then and he's competing too. So he's gonna
Oh,
do
that's right, yes, I
yeah,
love
he's
that
gonna I'll be in
stuff.
Pittsburgh because he's gonna do Teen Collegiate Nationals, which is the same week as
Aw.
Masters Nationals, which I love Pittsburgh, by the way. Like I really do.
I know, and everyone's been saying that, my 2 girlfriends were there for Fit Model, and, they just loved it.
Yeah,
I
I
said, "It's
love it.
such a
Like
good experience."
it's just like I feel like it's just the home of bodybuilding, and
I know, speaking of, what do you think of this new point system?
I wanna know what you think. You go
It
first.
doesn't really I mean, because it doesn't really affect us.
There's no way they're gonna apply it for masters because 'cause I've had a lot of people ask me
I
if it
asked
would be
James
the
what he thought,
same.
yeah.
It can't be. Like, it can't be for us because there aren't as many masters shows, and
Mhm.
there obviously, we have to pay for most masters pro shows, you have to pay to enter. There's only a few promoters that don't charge masters, so I think that's you know, it would be unfair if that
Yeah.
was for us, and also our Olympia is only every 2 years. So we're still kind of waiting for
It's not next yeah, there isn't an Olympia next year, right? Oh,
not a Masters Olympia, no. So it's just like it was
okay.
23, it was in Romania, this year Tokyo. We don't have a date or a location for 27, we're all just kind of assuming it'll be in 2027, but I do think, like, after Tokyo, the shows that I did, the girls that won did get that card that said ticket to the Masters Olympia. It just doesn't say a date or whatever. So, but it's probably going to be August of 27. Um, so yeah. So what we're talking
Okay.
about is there's like going to be 80 bikini pros crossing the stage at the Olympia in
I can't
Vegas.
believe that.
So that's hours of prejudging. Imagine your name is like Amy Adams or something,
No.
and then you go out and do your individual
Yeah.
routine, and then there's 79 people behind you. You're not back on stage for hours. Like,
And they've already had, like, men's physique right before it, or, I don't know if you've been to the Olympia, but, I mean, I went to the one that was in Florida, but, I mean, it it's a long day already, and I just think, like, how can it be, like, the freshest,
yeah, it's a lot for the
I don't
judges.
know. I think that if they wanna bring that many people there, and I think, like, Adam and Ashley have talked a lot about this, I kind of agree with them. Everyone should be able to go and if they earn their spot, be there, and I think they should do like they do in national and NPC shows now, like, everyone goes up there, they do the comparisons, and the top, like, let's say 25 then, I think could do their full routine, and then they pick the
Oh,
top top ones to go to finals. But then the prejudging is not like so long. So you're gonna get up there, you're gonna be looked at on stage, you're gonna be compared. They'll do
Yeah.
call outs and then pick the top of
I
the
think that's
group.
a really good idea. Because I still
Yeah,
think if you
pick the
win a
top
pro
of the
show,
bunch.
I feel like if you win a pro show, you should get to go to the Olympia. Now, granted, there are some,
Yeah,
like
I don't know
pro
about having to win 2. I mean, it's a big feat to win 1.
I know, but if you I feel like that's what you're, like, striving for, it's what you're training so hard for, and some people have done 8, 9 shows to try to get 1st place, and
Mhm.
I think that yeah, sure, there's definitely shows where there's not very many people, but I feel like we haven't really seen that this year, and at least in the open, there's, like, usually 15 or 20 girls, right? But, um, yeah, I just think it's, like, I don't know, I think that would be great. You still get a good amount of stage time because here's the deal, like, they'll say, "Do a shortened version of your routine." We know how that goes. We've seen girls not
Yeah.
and they take all the stage time in the world, right? So, I think, like, the routines are kind of like I mean, I think it's nice to have that stage time for us, like, in a show where there's 20 girls, but when there's 80, like, there's no need. Like, the judges are like, "Okay, I've seen enough," right? So, I think that's really smart, but I know
And I
they've already
really think they're judging in the even when I did the pro show, like, I didn't feel like they were really watching when we did our routines. They're judging you compared to the other girls.
Yeah,
So I really I think that's I think that would be a better
I
idea.
think that's great.
Um, I still think with this new point system, they could still end up with that many people.
Yeah, so that's what I've seen too, like, the way that the people get grandfathered in, and then if you've, like, in the last 5 year what is it? You can continue to show up
I
as
think
if you have won the
5
Olympics
years,
before, you
yeah.
have 5 years you can show up. So there's, like if that's 5 different people, that's 5, and then the top 25 in points, um, and then certain shows are weighted with more points. So, like,
Mhm.
Pittsburgh Pro, the Arnold, the Romania Pro, and what's the other? The New York Pro.
New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, those ones, if you get higher placings in those or you win, those are worth more points. Um, so I don't know. I think, like, it's just it just makes it really I don't know. I think it's gonna be tough. I think people are gonna be, at it for a long time trying to, like, get in the points game and, having to
Mhm.
early in the year and then later in the year, which I guess if you had qualified for the Olympia, you'd be competing later in the year anyways. Um, but then you're gonna have people that are winners that are coming in and maybe land in the number 4 spot, but they're already qualified and they're gonna take your points. So, I don't know. It
You're
just
gonna
like
get
is
points. I know.
yeah, it's like it creates so many variables that, we just I think it's gonna make the number smaller, but again, it's the Olympia. It's meant to be, like, quite prestigious, right? And, again, like I said, it would
That's what I
say
think's so cool about, like, the Arnold. Like, I love the small I've got ever since I started in the sport, I've gone to the Arnold,
yeah,
and I love it because it is so, like it's smaller, and you kinda, like, get to really know, like, each girl up there on the stage, and,
yeah,
I don't know, it feels special.
yeah, I know. So we'll see what happens. I think it's a hot topic right now. There's podcasts doing entire
Mhm.
episodes about it. I just wanted to touch on it for our listeners, but I'll link the post below so you can
Yeah.
take a look and see. And like I said, we don't know that it's going to affect us or not. Hopefully not. I just don't think it would be. I just think we had a completely different way
But
of
then it could be kind of fun. We could do more shows. You're not just like, oh my gosh, I have to win. We could be
yeah.
adding points up.
Well, I just did 5. I would really hope that maybe they'll be retroactive and they'll pay
Can we
attention to
move our
these.
points over? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have a couple points. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, in 23, the Masters Olympia was invite only or application. You had to put an application in. And I think they
Okay.
only had like 20 girls. And then this last one had like 40 or more. And it was just, you had to win a Masters show over
You know
40.
what's crazy too? Like to touch on that, like everyone looked so good there. I was surprised at some of the people that didn't get in the top.
I know.
It was like, what were they looking for? Like
I know.
I don't know. I was shocked by some of the placings. I don't know.
The coverage was really bad. Not I don't wanna say bad because I think they
Yeah.
did the best that they could, but, like, the photos online are not, like, very they're not used to what we're used to seeing from, like, pro shows, and there, like, wasn't comparison photos, and then,
Mhm.
if there was a live stream, I didn't watch it because I was competing that day, but, like, I just don't think we can really and it does matter, like, seeing it live, okay, I get it now. Like, now I can see why these people placed where they did, but, yeah, it was really interesting to kinda see how it all played out, but um, and I think that's just masters too, though. Like earlier when you were talking about
Yeah.
being tall, like, I've always felt like, oh gosh, I'm so short, but just seems right now there's a lot of girls in 40 that are little. Like that top
I
5 in
know.
Pittsburgh, we're all short. Like 2 of the girls in that class I've competed against, or 2 of the girls in that top 5 I had competed against as amateurs. Like we're all 5'2" and under in that top 5. So,
It was like the joke backstage at Tampa. Like all the when we were lined up, like even, the Cash, the coach, he
yeah.
was like, "Wow." He's like, or someone was like kept saying, "Wow, you're so tall." And he kind of looked and he's like, "You guys are just short." Like I was like, "Thank you." But no, I am extreme. I'm like not, I'm very tall.
But you have a good amount
So
of muscle for a tall girl. So, I mean,
thank
I think
you.
that helps, sometimes it's really hard for really tall athletes to get like that fullness like in their glutes. It's just it's challenging and you really like I think
So much
you do
work.
look tall, but when I look at your photos of you by yourself, I wouldn't have guessed that you're as tall as you are because you have
Right.
so much muscle fullness, because people will say about me like they don't individually they don't realize I'm so short. 'Cause I have, like, a longer limb look, which is why I think I did better in Indy because everyone in that top 5 was, like, pretty tall except for me. And I think I have like, my legs are not like, the full chunky, like not chunky, but, like, thick legs like I used to have, but I don't anymore now that I've been doing it
Mhm.
for so long, so I don't know. I just think it's sometimes it's your day, sometimes it's not, sometimes they just roll the dice and, that's where the chips fall but
Yeah.
overall, like, it is so fun, and I'm so excited for us
So
for
fun.
next
Yeah.
season, and so have you made plans of, like, timeline of what you think you'll do next year?
Well, I was looking at the show because I kind of pulled the calendar up this morning actually. And I was like, maybe at first I was like, had this crazy thought like I was gonna get on stage at the end of the year. Then I was like, no, don't do that to yourself, Julie. Um, Stop. So I might come out like right at the beginning,
Yeah,
like the first show, I think in Orlando, the Clash, the
okay.
girl power.
Girl power, yeah, that's, like, April,
I was
right?
like, maybe I'll come out, start there, and then do the whole like Miami and go do the Florida run for the summer.
Yeah.
So that's an option, but I
Yeah,
don't
being in
know.
Florida, there's so many
So
Florida
many.
shows, so nice to drive too, like, it really
But
is.
like when I sign back up with like a coach, it's gonna be like when I'm pretty much like 4 weeks out,
Yeah,
ready to go. Because
yeah,
that's really what I need a coach for is like while I'm competing
yeah,
and like peaking me and keeping me the stuff that I don't feel like I can see myself clearly or do.
yeah.
Um, I think I need coaches, you know?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I think for me, I
So,
I feel like once I hire a coach again, like, it's like that's the switch, and I just can't do that to my family right now. Like, I wanna just, like, I'll be doing my thing, it's not gonna, change anything,
that's
but
it. That's what I'm saying. Once
once
I get then it's
once I get
on, then
back on,
it's
then it's
on.
yeah, so I think it'll be later for me, like, I don't wanna stick on the same, like, summer timeline again, like, I've been
Okay.
dieting on my for my birthday for, like, the past, like, 7 years because it was always, like, the Masters National shows were always, like, in the summer, so I think,
Yeah.
like, more fall for me next year and,
Okay.
um, just, I mean, we're fortunate, like, I'm in the Midwest, you're in Florida, like, we're on that side of the country where, like, all the shows really happen,
All the shows. Yeah.
but I did not get in front of Sandy or Tyler in 5 shows this season. They just weren't
Uh,
they were on docket for North Americans until like the week before. Then we found out they weren't going to be there. And then Sandy was supposed to judge Indy and she wasn't able to. So I still haven't been in front of them as a pro. So
So
that'll be
who
sort of
was Bill was your judge for all of them?
Bill was the head judge for North Americans and Indy. Him and Becky
Okay.
were co-head judging
Okay.
Indy.
I like
And then
Becky.
yeah, she was great. She was really great.
Very
So
great.
I got to talk to her after Indy. And then Chicago
Welcome.
was Jack Sullivan and Steve. I didn't talk to Steve though, I talked to Jack.
Okay.
And then Florida was Tim Gardner. And
Okay.
then Denver was
I know.
Kelly Wolf, I think his name is.
Okay. I've
He's
never heard of him.
from Tennessee, I think. Um, so I've had a whole bunch of different opinions and a bunch of different feedback to kind of work with, and it really was across the board very different. So, um,
Hmm.
but I mean, I think I'll
Yeah,
probably
another Florida judge, David. I don't know how to say his last name. He works with Tim Hershkowitz
yeah,
or
uh-huh.
I could say um he talked to me at Tampa and same thing. He was like the glutes were really dominant. I was like, okay. So he saw the same thing.
Yeah, that's okay. We've done our job. We built our glutes like they told us to. So
We
now we
did it, right? We told us
and if
to.
we built our
I know.
glutes with this
And you
so
know what's
hard.
funny is who I just saw that Masha, who's also my height, who just did it.
Yeah.
That was her feedback too, and she's got the big glutes, and she's tall.
Mhm.
Um, but it's funny because before I felt like that's where bikini was. It was very much now. It's like they really want the total balance,
Mhm.
nothing to really like. I know it's always been that way. Nothing to really stick out, stick out.
I just think it's
But I
different
think
as
we
a
all were
pro.
like, we have to, yeah, we all thought we have to get glutes. We have to get
Yeah,
glutes.
like that
It's
was
one
kind of
from, I
what it
mean, it
took.
is one from behind.
It is, but I don't know that I ever got that feedback as an amateur. It was always just like, grow your glutes, grow your shoulders, grow your glutes, waistline, core, posing, whatever. And now I guess it's an expectation that we have those body parts. Like we've developed the glutes enough. So now it's like, this is what we're really, I don't think the criteria is different. I just think it's another level. And so like, it's like, okay, you have this, but now bring this up to match. So I'm up for the challenge. Like, I feel like I never thought my glutes would grow. In fact, somebody thought my butt was fake. And I was like, thank you very much. Like, there was a rumor going around I had a fake butt. I'm like, you would
I
see
had
it.
a massage therapist ask me before. It was like, I went because they were so sore and I was like, I had to get work done. And lady was like, before I start, I need to ask if that's an implant. And I was like, what? It was what an implant? And I was like, oh my God, I made it.
I've
I finally
arrived.
made it. I think it's
Officially
fake.
achieve my life goals. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. I love that for you.
But she's like, "Oh, no," because I mean, I'm in, like, a very, the where I live, like, the women it's a lot of plastic surgery, so and now,
Oh,
like, the BBLs are so popular.
yeah.
She's like, "I had to ask." I was like, "Okay."
Like, thank you, I'm flattered.
Flattered. Yeah.
But yeah, if we can grow our butts and that's challenging, like I had a pancake and now I don't. So now I'm like, okay, well, let's build some leggies to match and some lats. And I don't know. I
I
like
know, I
it.
think I'm gonna say keep getting bigger shoulders,
Yeah. Just keep on
and yeah,
growing and keep on
keep on
showing up.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it was really fun getting to recap with you. I mean, we text all the time about this stuff, but I was like, it'd be
Yeah.
good to just record it and share our thoughts and what our plans are for our improvement season as we
Yeah.
and our pro debut season. I mean, overall, it was like literally the most exciting, fun summer of my life. Like, I loved it.
It was seriously, this whole year, I'm just like, I can't believe everything that's happened,
I
and
know.
it's
If you would have
unreal.
told me,
I
like, at
know.
45 years old that I would be doing this, like, it's amazing. Like, pinch me.
Never.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
so cool.
Like, I
And
kinda thought,
also
like, I already made like, when I became a NFL cheerleader, like, I was so young, but I was kinda like I reached that dream, that was like a childhood, dream
yeah,
and reached that, and I was thinking about that yesterday watching the Falcons play, and, I'm like, "I can't believe at this age I just reached another dream."
yeah.
It's pretty
It's
cool.
so cool. It's so yeah, I feel the same way. I'm
Yeah.
just like and I hope that it inspires other people that are either just, like, thinking about getting back on stage again or whatnot. Like it's so important for women to have something that they're working towards because it's that personal
Yes.
accomplishment. Like it looks like it's very much about the aesthetic, but it's about so much more than that. Like overcoming and pushing yourself, believing in yourself,
Mhm.
digging deep when you have nothing left to give. Like it is, it's so it builds so much character, and so it is just
So
it is
much. I know we're probably close to out of time, but really, if women like reach out to either of us to
yeah,
if you need just a push to get going, and even if like I'm dealing with like an ill parent, and it kind of just it helped push me through those times and keep you structured, and I don't know, it's really good. And I know I had one girl reach out who's struggling like with her faith because she doesn't know if this like she's accomplished so much, but getting on stage and the modesty and it doesn't really know how to like tackle that.
yeah,
So, I gave her some ideas, and that is hard, but sometimes we have to say that like we're helping others and we're helping ourselves and
yeah.
look at it in a different way. And
And
and other people are always going to think if they're not knowledgeable about the sport, they're going to think that it's, sexual or um I don't know, that we're doing it to impress others, but
right.
it goes so much further.
And I think some of that can even be like our own stuff, like certainly that exists, but then it's like our own feeling of like, gosh, should I be like, putting myself like out there? What are people going to think? And it might just be our own stuff, really, that's kind of like, this is probably actually okay. And nobody really thinks anything of it. It's just me and sort of stepping into this place of all
Yeah.
eyes on me, which can be like tough. Like if you don't like to be the center of attention, you can feel guilty about like having that moment. Like there were definitely times in this prep when I was like, God, it's just like this is all about me. Like I have to go
I
and
know
like
people are probably like, "Stop posting,
I
like, you got
know.
it. You got
I
your
know, and
photo
I'm like,
card."
"Oh my god, me again, one more photo dump," like, but I also feel like, sharing that is for those who know me that watched me do all of this while, traveling for cheer and wrestling and taking care of the
Mhm.
kids and, like, all the stuff that goes on, like, the flu and, like, I was thinking how many times we lost power and, like, the storms that went through in
Oh my
the
gosh,
spring and,
yeah.
like, taking my food to heat up at the gym and blow drying my hair at the gym because like, we had no power at home, like, all the things that, like, I pushed through and people who know me know that it wasn't easy, so I feel like it's like, "Okay, yeah, that's me you have to deal with me in a bikini just because this is the finished product of everything," but I do think on so many levels
Yes.
it inspires people that have been watching from afar or, they haven't seen anything for a while, and I'm like, "Whoa, look at Julie, like, look what she's doing now," you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I know it's a big tangent, and we're over time, but I knew that was gonna happen, so
Yeah.
we always have so much to talk about, but yeah, just remind everybody where they can connect with you on your socials and such.
Oh, yes, my Instagram, I changed it. It's really long. Julie Taylor Fit underscore IFBB Pro. Um,
I like that.
and yeah, is what I had a hard time with my name, like, cause I go by Julie Taylor, but my legal name is Julie DeLuca, but they won't let you change it on Instagram if you have like that certified thing because it has to
Yes.
match the name. Oh my gosh. I was like, so if you Google me in the IFBB, I'm not under Julie Taylor. I'm
Yeah.
under Julie DeLuca.
So, same
um,
with me, like, I have my maiden name on
that's
NBC News
crazy.
Online, then I have my first marriage, then I have my current one. Is most of my, like, current stuff, so people are like, "You say you've been competing for 20 years," but all I can see is,
Yeah.
like, since 2020, and I'm like, "Oh, well, yeah, there was this whole time where I was Becker, and there's this whole other time where I had my maiden name." So, like, my whole history doesn't, like, pop up, and I think there's a way that you can, like, contact NBC News Online and get it all merged together, but I'm like,
Yeah.
nobody wants to see, like, show
No.
photos of me
I was
from
gonna show you. I have here. I did medal in Tampa Pro, and I still think this
Yes,
is
I
cool to
know.
have
That's a cool
a
medal.
pro.
You
It
have a
was
pro
cool.
medal.
So yeah, I did get fourth place. I didn't get last place.
That's
Um,
great.
so and I mean, the Tampa Pro is a pretty cool show,
Yeah.
so I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, it
Your
is.
medals, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
The
got
dinner plate
yeah,
one.
it's huge. It's like the size of my head for Worlds, which was awesome. Just so
The
cool to
one in
bring that home.
Sarasota, they were that big too. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was
They're
a
huge.
a big show. Again, the coverage wasn't great. I couldn't see, like, they did Masters, like, I think on Friday, and then Open was Saturday. Um, so yeah, but yeah, overall, it's been a good season. I did not walk away empty-handed on the last one, which was
Yeah,
good. It was a good one to end on, so I'm fully content, and we'll be back next fall. But we have a lot of fun things like coming up, and we're going to be going to the women's
yeah,
seminar and all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm
yeah,
still not disappearing from the industry. I'm just like taking a step away from the stage. But I love to help with posing and prep coaching and all that stuff. So reach out if you want to work with
yeah.
me,
And
with
I'm
us.
hopefully gonna be starting coaching soon, so more to come on that.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Stay tuned.
So,
Okay, Julie. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Be sure to share this with a friend, like, subscribe, all the buttons, and we will see you next time.
thank
Bye.
you.